Okay, we're on.
We're on now?
Yep. Yep. We're streaming. Woohoo!
Right. Yay. It actually worked. Okay. Fantastic.
I know. All right, I'm going to share to groups. Hold on.
So how do we... Oh, we need to get the screen side by side.
Oh. Okay.
So let me try to figure that out, and you go ahead and start, and I'll try to figure this
out. Okay. I'm just going to share to a couple of groups first.
Okay.
Hopefully people will join in then. Of course, my groups are not in order. Oh, well, okay. So let me see. Da, 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 da. Where's chat? Okay. Close. I don't know how we're going to be able to see chat, so that's a whole new ball game too. Hey guys, I don't know if anybody's here, so oh, I see. If I turn around and look behind me at my computer, I can see if somebody says hi. So I see that Gracie has said hi. Hopefully there's no echo. Let me turn mine off. All right, now muted. Okay. All right. Welcome to my mess. So we have purses. And let me see if I turn my light on here, if that would help. Oh, that's bright. To be able to show. Not really. Okay, so we have different purses, and I'm going to show you some of the ones that I've already done. But today I'm working on this, and so far I've done 2 coats on the front here, and this is Fusion Mineral Paint, and it's this adorable color here called Mustard. I believe it might be discontinued, but I had the little tester, so I just wanted to give it a whirl and see how it would look. But I think it's going to look pretty cute. Obviously, you know, there's lots of different mustard colored paints you can use. But this is how it looked before. So it's like a shiny, dark brown leather and this kind of camel colored faux leather on this side. So to be able to prep it for paint, all I've done is just taken a sanding pad, and this one is equivalent to like a 120 or 220 grit. So it's not too hard, it's not too abrasive. It's just enough to be able to scuff the shine off of the leather and have the paints be able to adhere a little bit better. So we're just going to do that, and just a quick scuff. It doesn't have to be, you know, a major undertaking or anything like that.
Okay, I finally got it to work. Sorry. So we're side by side now.
Okay, good. All right, and then I think right now you have me highlighted though, but because I can only see me.
Can you see the comments, Roz?
Only if I turn around and look.
Okay, I'll just read them off to you.
Okay. Yes, yeah, like I see Tanya said hi too. So hi, Tanya.
Yes. Tanya said hi. Gracie says hi.
Okay, so then you can see it's not as shiny. It's got just the, it's been scuffed up a bit. And so then all you're going to do is to start painting. And this takes 2 coats, this one, this color. So the first coat doesn't always look good, but it definitely needs 2. Most times I've been able to get away with 1 coat of paint with colors that are highly pigmented. It's not as pigmented. But that is okay. And so you'll just paint like you would a piece of furniture or anything else. And these little testers from Fusion are awesome for the purses because you're not wasting a lot of paint from a big container or anything. And you can do quite a few with just one little tester, which is fabulous.
Christine is asking if you don't put water. That means.
No, I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't because you don't want it to get into the leather fibers. You don't want any warping or anything like that. If you're wanting to do blending and stuff like that, I would just mist your brush as opposed to the purse.
Well, that makes sense. Okay. So with my purse, I painted it using actually an acrylic paint called Testers. And I primed the bottom and then painted it with the acrylic paint. So I'm going to just see how it works on acrylic. I imagine pretty much the same, but using the Sunflower Farms and going to put it on here like that. And then the back has a zipper, and I will demonstrate how to use the put it over the zipper so it doesn't slop. Just angle a little bit.
Huh? How come I can't see you? Is this me? Hold on.
You can't see
Oh,
me?
I need to wait. I need to
Slide over.
slide over the other way. Okay, there we go. All right, now I can see you. Zoom is crazy. Uh-oh. I thought I was going to sneeze.
Okay, I'm going to rub this on.
That's pretty. So you didn't paint that one? That's just the, or did you paint it?
I did paint this one. It's pretty easy to rub the transfers on. eye on the comments.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on.
When you guys come on, say hi. Tell us where you're from. I'm gonna push it down some more.
Sorry, I forgot to share it to my page. Okay, so now I'm just rubbing this one on. This is the Sunflower Farms one. I really like the neutral tones of this transfer.
Love that transfer.
Yeah, I like it's neutral. It's not too vibrant, but it has like nice beige tones, and I like the yellow roses too, especially.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I chose this one. And then I painted the bottom with the Testors acrylic paint. I did prime first. You want to make sure you at least wipe down the bags because the purses, because they kind of have this like almost want to say like a top coat, but like what makes it look nice and like glossy, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So you need to at least give them a good cleaning before you apply the transfer on directly.
Okay, so while this one is drying, I'm going to show some of the others that I've already done. And I'm going to scoot it out of the way to dry over there. All right, let me get the others. Hold on. Oh, Dina, right away. You can, as soon as the paint is dry, you can go ahead and transfer right away. All right, so this is one of the backpacks. This one was black and had the brown here. And I used elegance and flowers on this one with the beautiful crane. And I painted it in a mix of fusion colors, bayberry and cathedral taupe, which gave me this really pretty kind of sage color. Mm-hmm. And then I added these offset stripes here on the top just to give it a little bit of extra fun. But yeah, this one is it's not wearing as well as the others, but it is pretty. I'll give it that. And then I'm too old to bend over. This is the one that I did that little video on. This one has the newer transfer postal birds. And this is the one that I show in my one of my videos of, it's on the back as well. And this one I show that you can scrunch it up and it does not affect the paint. It does not affect the transfer. It looks just the exact same. I mean, like, I'm abusing it and it's perfect still. And see, you can scratch and the transfer's not coming off. You can scratch the paint and it's not coming off. And I have not sealed this one, but I will, if I'm going to use it or sell it, I will seal it with the Fusion clear furniture wax, this here. So that one is super durable, beautiful. I think this one is my favorite. And then that one is the crossbody. And this is also the crossbody. And this I did, this is Ruby Rose. And this is one of the newer manufacturers, so it also is fantastic. I did use Folk Art 1 on as well on it, but it was an older one, so it did give me a little bit of cracking. That's okay. I think it kind of works out well with the style of the bag and how I've aged it and stuff. So I don't know how much you can see here, but you can probably see like the cracking and whatnot. It's just, you know, it just gave it that extra little bit of aging, and that's fine. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I added the dark glaze on there, the brown glaze, just to give it that, you know, worn look. So then there's that one. That's also crossbody. And then this one I used the Elegance and Florals as well, but I used the other bird that's on there. And this is, I guess, this is what you'd call a handbag because you hold it by the hand. This one is huge inside. This one's really, this is a good big purse. So if you're a big purse person, this is the purse for you. I don't technically use purses very often, so, but I do like the way this one came out. So I used Fusion Ash, which is a really dark gray, and I left the sides and the handles in the brown that it originally came in. I think I only have one coat on here, so I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is the color here that it was. It's kind of like a blush pink skin color kind of color. So I just wasn't digging on that. So I paint it in the dark ash. So I only did one side. I didn't get around to finishing the other side, so that's fine. But look how big this is inside. I mean, it's huge. You got a place for your cell phone in there. You got an extra zippered pouch in the middle. You have a zippered piece on the side here, and then ample room. I mean, literally, these are great. These would be great when what people have been using them for is diaper bags. These are awesome for a diaper bag.
Yes.
And then I added a little bit of gold, not gold, but I think it's, I forget which decor wax this is, but just a little decor wax that was a test to see how it would work and look on it. And it's on there. It's permanent. It's not coming off. So you absolutely can use the decor wax on these as well. All right, so that's another. And then I started working on, and I'm almost finished this one. I just need to glaze it. Hold on. I started working on this one the other day with the butterflies. And I have the stuffing in it still, so that's why it's a little stiffer. But you can still see it's just as durable. Nothing's coming off. And this one, I did a bunch of distressing to it so that when I do glaze it, it's, you know, I'm going to do a black glaze with this one. So I want it to look like old and beat up, like somebody's worn it. And then I did that on the back as well. So it's pretty on either side. You can wear it either way because it's a crossbody. So, but again, these ones, I know, same thing. It's got oodles of space, lots of pockets. So there's that one. Lots of purses. And then I started working on this one, and I tested out Kristin's theory of being able to put them over the zipper. I tried it and it works.
Yay. See, it does work.
Yay. Yep. It was a little weird, like putting it on there. I'm like, no, this is gonna look stupid.
Right.
But then once it was there, I'm like, oh, look at that.
I know, it amazed me too. I was like expecting it to tear more, but it didn't at all.
No, it didn't.
It like went on perfectly.
Yep. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Pretty cool though, eh? Yeah. So that one I'm still working on. I haven't done the back yet. But yeah, I have a thing with the birds, obviously. I think every single one I've done has birds except for the butterfly one. Oh no, and then I did the what's that other one called? Floral Court. So that's this one. I really like this bag. I didn't think I would like this transfer at all. I thought it was really old and fuddy-duddy, but but it's actually quite nice. Pretty. Huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So this one I've actually sealed with the wax, and I'm going to show you. And it, I mean, it feels completely normal. It doesn't, you know, it's not sticky or anything like that. And see, I haven't done anything to the back yet, or technically to the front. So this is the back. But I'm going to show you. Here's some water. Just some typical plain old water, nothing fancy, no bubbles, nothing like that. And I'm just going to bloop it on. Can you guys see the water? See, it's just beating right off. I am not worried about it at all. I do have paper towels somewhere, but I don't know where they are right now. So yeah, just sealing with wax protects your transfer, protects the leather, protects your paint. So, you know, if it does get wet or you're out caught in a rainstorm or whatever, you don't need to worry about it. And then it's like gone. It's not wet at all anymore. So that's definitely the way to go about that. Just seal with a quick coat of wax and you're good to go. The reason I really like the fusion wax, and I know I'm talking a ton, but I really like the fusion wax because you don't need a lot and it seals it, and you don't need to buff it like you would a regular thick wax. It goes on and that's it. You're done. So that's that. All right. So I think that coat over there should be dry now. And let's see if anybody had any questions now. I don't know. Oh, got a text there. Well,
right. So I'm applying this over the zipper.
Okay.
Just kind of like rub it on like you would normally.
Mm-hmm.
Over the zipper. And I'll just lift it a little bit at a time. Right. So there is the zipper. And you can see it came off. So now
Awesome.
what I do is I burnish it
Mm-hmm.
extremely well. So I want to push the transfer into all the crevices in the zipper as much as possible. Just kind of like press it all in. And I use my little burnishing block thingy and I burnish over the zipper.
I, of course, am going to use the postal birds transfer again because I love it. Okay, so we have a comment from Janelle that says, "Why is the transfer now wearing off? Are any of these going to stand up to use?" I don't know if she's referring to something she's done or what, because all of mine are standing up to use.
Oh yeah, mine as well. I actually gave my daughter one and she hasn't destroyed it, so it's pretty durable.
Yeah. So I don't know, Johnella, if you could expand a bit on that, then we would love to be able to troubleshoot it for you. Because I mean, I pretty much beat the crap out of that one and multiple times now since I've done the video. So I'm just cutting out what I want from the postal birds transfer.
Oh, Janelle is saying that you said your bag wasn't standing up to wear.
Huh? Oh, the very first one, the backpack. No, well, did I say that specifically? I don't know. Maybe I might have. I don't know. Oh, I probably did with that one. Just it's not. But that's on me, not the bag. I didn't really do any prep or anything to it because it was like a fake. It's a faux leather or a faux. I don't know what it is. What do you think it is, Kristen? What is that?
The you mean the crocodile
Backpack.
part? Textured?
Yeah.
I think it's like a composite leather
Yeah.
of some sort.
So I didn't do anything to it and I just painted it. Like I didn't distress it. I didn't sand it or do a deglosser or degreaser or anything. I just painted it. That is on me. So my prep was incorrect. As long as you're doing the correct prep or doing something to it, it's not that it's not holding up. It's just not up to my standards, if that makes sense. I want to know especially if I'm selling something, that it is going to hold up. And if I don't do the correct steps to get it to that point, then that's on me. Mm-hmm. Not the paint's fault, not the transfer's fault, although the transfers are holding up fine. But the other purses are doing fantastic. So sorry, I didn't mean to freak anybody out with that comment. Make sure you do your prep.
Right.
That's on me. My bad. No
well, and it just shows, how important it is to make sure that the base is all good to go before you start, putting transfers on it, and they will last as long as it's done correctly.
Yeah. Yepers, and I did not. I was I'm not going to say I was being lazy, but I definitely wasn't being careful. And I guess I assumed because it's a composite or whatever that I wouldn't need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess it was more like, okay, well, now I've tested it for sure, and I know that's not the case. So, you know, there's that positive to it.
Plus it's the firmer texture too, you know,
Yeah.
so you would think it would go on well
Yes.
by like as is.
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't. So I learned that the hard way. Yeah. So let me show you again the purse. So, or the backpack. So it's not like the transfer's not coming off, none of that, right? But it's like it didn't the paint, this is 2 coats too, so it didn't quite cover in 2 coats. It wouldn't get like, it wouldn't sit properly, and if I scratch it, it will scrape down to there, right? So see, so that's what I'm saying, this is on me. This is not anything to do with the quality or any of that. This is on me. You know, fine, I'll say it. I was lazy, and I didn't feel like cleaning it or doing anything to it. And I figured, well, I'll try it without. So it sucks because it is a really pretty bag, but you live and learn. So make sure to prep. That's all. Thanks for calling me out. Just kidding.
Andrea's asking if you can normally use clear furniture wax. Can I use Annie Sloan? Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
There are a couple that have posed problems, but definitely try and see, you know, if it works well for you. If you're already using, you know, a specific paint or whatever, then yeah, go for it. It should be just fine. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and put my transfer on now. Birdie, birdie, birdies. Birdie, birdies. Get in there. So I'm sure you guys have noticed with the new transfers that there are grid lines. So the grid lines really super duper duper help when applying to the purses. Not that they don't help other times, but they really help with this because there's these patterns already, or the lines already on the purse. You just line them up to each other. Into
Best for cleaning and prep is to I used crud cutter to clean it off, and then I used a deglosser on mine just to get any of the shiny residue that's on them off before I applied the transfers. When I paint, I prime it first. So like with this one, it's that crocodile like material that Roz was talking about, and in order to paint it, you can't paint over it directly because then it just streaks, you know, it does the thing where you try to paint on laminate and it just like gets all streaky. So I had to actually sand it. I had to sand this area to rough it up, and then I primed it, and then I painted it, and it's holding up.
Which is what I should have done on the backpack, but I did not.
Yes. Great. Favorite on this backpack, elegance and florals.
Yeah. It's fabulous. All right, so now I've come to where my doohickey is here. I guess you call it like a lip where the zipper is. So I have to be really careful when I'm applying my transfer there. And I'll just kind of run my finger along where the edge is. Make sure it's adhered. So I don't get cracking. Because I will actually cut where the transfer joins there. Geez, did y'all hear that truck start? It scared me. So this one, when I'm done with it, I'm hoping it's going to look like really old beat up leather. That's why I did the yellow. Okay. Birdie, birdie, birdies. Okay, so this is now attached here. So what I'm going to do is take my, I don't want to try and use my finger or anything else there because I don't want it to stretch. I don't want it to break or anything like that. So I'm just going to take my little razor knife here and just run that really carefully right there along where the transfer is, just over the transfer, not any other part. And that just gives me a nice clean little cut there so that the transfer will then, when I go to put it back down, just lay flat and right where it should have been. It'll look like it was meant to be like that. Nice and clean. Easy peasy. All right, and then now, so I'm just going to take my fingers and rub the transfer into the paint. And then I'll take my fingernail and just wherever there's an edge, just push it into that little crevice there. This combines the two, makes them both part of it. Nice and flexible.
She's asking what color paint did you use, Roz?
Oh, this is Fusion Mustard. I think at one point there was a mustard color that went discontinued, and I don't know if it's that one, but I think they have one still. If not, you can use any, you know, colored mustard. But yeah, it's like a yeah, mustard yellow color, which I love. So that is the front, all amazingly yummy done. And you can see it looks like it's part of it, not like it's, you know, a transfer on top. It's joined in there, and it takes on the texture of the leather, that kind of, you know, I don't know, texture, you know. All right, so then that's that. I can't, I'll need to do another coat on the back still. So, and then I still need to do the strap as well. I do all the straps. So that one, then I will distress and glaze, which I can probably do now, to the front at least, to show you. Where's my, there it is. I don't know if this one's going to be strong enough. Should be. We'll see. No, it's not going to be strong enough, this one. Let's see if I have the other. This one I've really worn down, so I don't know if it's going to work. No, this comes apart. No, I'm distressing right now. That's the Fusion is gets on there and sticks on there, and then you have a hard time doing anything. I don't have the correct sandpaper, so no can do that. But okay, so I'll let this one sit for a bit, and I will do the other, which is this one, which I can do the glazing on. I wasn't going to distress this one anyways. Let's see if I want to do so this one I added floral birds as well. Let's see, I'm gonna do I'll just do this is the Dixie Belle Van Dyke Brown glaze, which I will have forever and ever because it lasts a long time. All right, and then where did I put my paper towels? I've lost my paper towels. Where did my paper towels go? There they are. All right. So this one is this leather here I left. This is the color the bag came. Kind of like a grayish. It's a pretty color. And then this was like that dark brown, not dark brown, but kind of like a I have another one there. Hold on. See if I can grab it without knocking over my camera. This color, sort of like a medium tobacco brown with the grays on top, which is really pretty. It would be lovely as is too, but I can't ever leave things as is. That's no fun. And this one I did a combination of cathedral taupe, fusion, and casement. And I got this really pretty kind of light cream color because I didn't have anything like that handy. So I just mixed to get it. And I just hurt my wrist. And that's great.
Roz, maybe you can answer this one. So Linda painted a pair of leather boots and applied the Blossom Flight transfer. She waxed it and she's saying it's cracking and coming off. What do you think happened?
What kind of paint did she use?
I don't know.
So one of the things that I said when I was doing, and even with the purses too, when I was doing the Doc Martens, I made sure that when I was applying anywhere where there was a seam, or if, like on shoes where your foot bends like on the top part, right? You get
right,
that
like the creases and stuff.
Right. So what you would need to do and make sure, especially if it's like a pair that you've worn a long time, you need to pop that crease out and make sure you get your paint deep down into all of those lines. Because otherwise, as soon as you go to walk, you're bending and moving that crease. And so it's going to crack your paint. Right. So, yeah, you just got to make sure that you get into every little nook and cranny, like even on the sides here, you got to bend it apart into the seam and get it down deep in there. Because if you don't, if you put something in here and push out the leather, you're going to see whatever color it was down in your seam, and that will just look silly. So I don't know if that's what happened, but yeah, you have to make sure you get into every little nook and cranny and spot and crease.
Yeah, I'm painting a pair of my old Ugg boots right now, so we'll see how that one goes. I'll let you know.
Right.
But, it is, yeah, and also like sometimes the paint kind of like stiffens the material too, so you kind of have to like get it soft again a little bit. I was like kind of sanding it a bit to get it back a little bit softer.
Yeah.
But she's asking what she should use to remove it. I would say Goo Gone, one of those things. Removing the adhesives, one of those would be easiest. She could probably sand it off too, right?
Yeah. You could probably take a hair dryer too, just to loosen it up, and then you'd be able to just scrape it off or use the Goo Gone. And then what you could do is wherever you have the cracking or the creases, sand it back, and then push them out, and then fill them back up in with paint, and then try again. And there has been issues with the Dixie Belle clear wax with them gumming up and stuff, so just be aware of that. I had problems with it as well, because I had a bunch of different waxes to try when I was doing the boots, and it gave me problems. And the fusion wax worked good, the Wise Owl salve worked good. I had what was the other one I had? I can't remember what the other one I had was now. I don't know, but it didn't do good as well either.
She said she used Dixie Belle paint, and the boots were brand new.
Oh, so did you sand them or anything at all? I mean, you know, even brand new though, they still have creases, and it depends. Like, was it a faux leather, 100% genuine leather? Was it, you know, a leather that had a slick coat on it? Was it, you know, already soft? Like, it just, you know, it depends on a lot of those things. So what I do when I'm doing the glazing, I just it's kind of like dry brushing for me. So I'll dab it on and then, you know, dab it onto my paper towel so that there's barely anything on there. And then just go kind of stippling and, you know, softly blending it out so it looks natural, not like there's a strong line there. And your deepest is going to be where your what do you call it? I lost my words. Where your joining is. What is it?
Like the seams, or?
Yes, the seams. Thank you. Yeah. Where the seam is going to be where where it will be the darkest. So all I've done is one little dab, and I've gotten almost the whole purse done with just that one little dab. Because I don't want it to be really dark. I just want it to, you know, have a little bit of aged feel to it, like it's been tossed around and beat up for a bit.
Linda's saying she washed them and they were supposed to be real leather.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can suggest now is to just, you know, remove the transfer and try to get in any little cracks or seams or anything like that and fill it in. If you want, you can, you know, send me the pictures and I'll look at it and go from there if you like. I'm fine with that. All right. See, I think that makes it look just that much more pretty.
So pretty.
Nothing major, just that extra little addition. Just makes it look like it was meant to be that way instead of being so harsh, you know.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I wonder how it would sit on this. If it just wipes right off. Yeah, it really only works on the painted part. works on the painted. And just a couple little dabs, and that's all it took to add glaze. So that's why I'm saying this jar will last me for like my life, because you don't need a lot. That's pretty. So now I need to figure out on this one what I'm going to do on the back, because I always do the back too, so that you can easily wear it either way. So I need to look in my transfers here. I'm going to put it on back. Which did I pick on the front? Two brown ones.
So have you found like any of the transfers more difficult to apply than others?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, definitely the older ones, because they don't have the flexibility that the new manufactured ones do. They're almost like crinkly, you know? Like they break so easy compared to the new ones. But I haven't really tried a bunch of different ones. I mean, I think I put the birds on, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I put the birds on 3 of the cross bodies, and I've done the flowers and or the elegance and flowers on 2, and the butterflies on 1. So really, I've only used the newer ones. Oh wait, I used Ruby Rose on 1 too, but still.
I think the one I had the hardest time was the folk transfer. That one was, oh my gosh, it was such a pain.
And that you did the white one, I did the black one. Yeah, totally a pain in the butt. And that was like,
yeah, that was
from
like
the very beginning.
A lot of
too.
elbow grease in there.
Yes. Yeah, they definitely didn't. They didn't react the same way at all.
How do you tell the newer and the older ones? Well, all of the new ones now come in the black tubes. So no matter what the transfer is. So if it's new, it's in the black tubes. All the other ones are in the gray ones like before. And it's just because it's a different manufacturer and it has nothing to do with the actual transfer design. So that's how you can tell. And then
and there's nothing wrong with the older ones.
No.
If you're putting them on furniture, they're fantastic. There's nothing, no problem there. It's just a little trickier on something like leather or something that's flexible.
Right.
That's where the newer ones definitely.
So this is the one with the folk one. And it's just because the little pieces are, small, that it doesn't pull off easily like one of the bigger transfers. So you're just having to rub on each little triangle, each little geometric pattern one by one, and then trying to lift it. So that's why it was hard. And I painted it with Wiesel paint. So it goes on the paint well. It's just depending on the design, it can make it more difficult.
Yeah.
My other disaster was with the rose celebration. And that one was because it is an older transfer,
That
and
was an older
also,
one too.
yeah, it was, it's big. So
Mhm.
I was too ambitious trying to use the middle of the biggest part onto the whole surface. And this bag is actually kind of soft, so it's not like firm like the backpacks.
Right.
So it was cracking and wrinkling. I painted it in all the areas that were missing and then added some little transfer scraps to repair it. And I don't mind it because I was going for kind of like an aged vintage look, so I added some dark
Mhm.
wax too.
Yeah.
But that's it's a difficult one to use as well.
Yeah, and a lot of what we're doing is just, it's always testing. We're always testing to find out what works and what doesn't work, so that you guys don't have any of these problems that we run into.
This one was the beautifully native one, and it went on really well actually. It wasn't hard at all. It's the back. This is the one I did the first zipper over. That I tested it on, and it's still going well. I mean, it's I've squished it, I've stomped on it, I've thrown it around, and it's pretty durable. I mean, there's like, they're not, going anywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
so as long as you seal them too, I think giving them a little bit of extra protection will help. This one on metallic paint, and it worked really well too. Postal birds. So added the peacock feathers to the side.
Yep.
And once I sealed them, the halo also disappeared. And I think this one I just finished, and it has the molds, and I'm gonna test it out and see how durable these stay on there. I have a feeling this key one is not gonna be very, but the rounder ones, the bigger ones, are holding on fairly well. So I don't know, we'll see. And then I added the patina onto this one too, and it's just like a steampunk backpack.
Yeah, it's cool. I did where's that one? Oh, see, I used the mold. You were my tester to see if the molds would work on there, but I did make I don't know, what do you call these? Like a dangle, a purse bangle. I don't know, a purse, whatever.
Like a little pendant, or like one of those keychain thingies. What do you call them?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Like a little pendant type thing.
Yeah. So
Cute.
I made it to match or close to, or tried to match the floral that was in the middle here. I used the modeling material and I let it dry probably for about 3 or 4 hours in the mold, just enough for it to get sort of firm. And then I just took a little tool from my Cricut and poked a hole there on the top to be able to put something through it.
While it was soft or after?
No, like it was relatively firm, but it was, yeah, definitely still soft. And then I should have left it longer, but I was being impatient because, that's how I am. But so it curled just a smidge, but it's dry. I mean, it's 100% dry now. So it did curl just a little bit. Had I left it longer, like if I had left it probably about 12 hours and then done it, then it would have been flat still. But it's perfectly, fine, no biggie. Nobody's gonna go, oh my God, it's not flat.
Right.
So, but I think that's kind of cute to do. And I mean, you could do it with resin as well too, and just poke a hole, or, you know, put a not a Q-tip,
Like a needle through, probably
no,
bigger.
as it's drying, you put a, me and my words, toothpick, a toothpick with like Vaseline on it, and let it sit in there. So then when you're done, you just pop the, I'm assuming that you could just pop the toothpick back out and have a hole, because it has the Vaseline on it. So it's not going to stick, right? Right?
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. It's worth a shot to try, right?
Yeah. And do we prep differently based on the texture? Yes, I would say. Sometimes you need to sand, sometimes you don't need to. I just use primer so that I can use any type of paint. It does depend, like with the faux crocodile texture, it's like laminate, so you have to scuff it and sand it. That's the one where you absolutely have to. With the softer, the leather parts, they are easy to paint, and then the transfers go well on the paint, and they do last. Even though they're soft, the transfers bend with it, so it's like it shouldn't come off at all or tear.
No.
And then you prep. If you're not going to paint, you just make sure you clean the leather. Like I use crud cutter to wipe it off, and then I'll just use a deglosser to take off any of the shiny glossy finish that's on the leather. And then after you apply the transfer, you can restore that with like wax or a salve, anything like that. So it makes it nice and, you know, like shiny again.
Yeah.
I use the Wisel primer, but you could use, there's a lot of good primers out there too, like the Zinsser primer is good. I think every paint company now has their own primer. So you can use any sort of primer. Make sure it's water-based and it's compatible with the paint that you're going to use. Right, what should I add? And then if you didn't catch it earlier, I applied this onto the zipper. I just rubbed it on over it like you normally would do, and then burnished it really well to get it into all the crevices and stuff. And I used my little burnishing block over the zipper part because I wanted to get it nicely on the metal so it doesn't tear when you try to unzip it. And you can see goes on easily. I'm going to seal this one with wax, so I'm just going to buff some wax on it to protect the transfer and to make the leather nice and soft too. I used acrylic paint actually over this one. So this is the tester acrylic paint. So it works over acrylics. And then the top part was the original leather. So it goes on the original leather really well too. You don't have to paint if you don't want to. Yes, let me just wax it for you guys, and that way you can see. This is the Jolie wax, but you can use any sort of water-based clear wax. That's kind of I would advise like not a spray on, but like a thicker wax you buff on.
The Dixie Belle Easy Peasy spray wax apparently worked really well. So that's a good alternative to their regular wax.
Buffing it over the zipper. I love the Redesign palm brushes for waxing. They're so easy to use. You just kind of like buff it on. You don't want to touch it for a little bit until it, dries and cures. Don't use it until it dries and cures. Give the wax some time to harden.
That's no fun.
Like you do over furniture. Yeah, there you go. Super easy to do. I've used poly as well, but I use a sponge to brush it on. The poly, I've used a spray poly too, and that worked okay. I didn't have any issues with it. Show the one I used, the spray poly. It's the backpack. I used it on this one and it worked. Didn't cause any peeling or anything. On poly for this bag with the older transfer.
Show them how to do your fringe too, eh?
I'm gonna have to. Okay, let me see if I can find it.
You don't have to actually apply it, just show them. This is how you do it.
I have this fringe that I got on Amazon, like real leather fringe. And I've been adding them to the bags just to give them that a little extra pizzazz.
Crystin wouldn't do it any other way.
It's never too much.
No.
So this one's the longer one. I'm going to add a fringe to this one, but I'm just waiting for the wax. I'll have to wait for the wax to cure so it doesn't just peel off and stuff. What I do is I have a industrial hot glue gun. One of these big hot glue guns. They get really hot. I use this for upholstering too. And then I use the Gorilla glue sticks because they're really tough and it won't yank off. And so I just kind of do the back of the leather little by little. I go a little bit at a time so that it gets on really well, and just kind of like press it down and hold it for a little bit, for a few seconds, and then do another inch and do another inch. So I just do it slowly. You don't want to like make a huge line and then just press it down. Then it won't adhere as well because some of it will dry faster. And then the areas where you put more glue will be wet, so you just want to do it a little bit at a time. And add the cute fringe. I used it for the feathers too. And so far, it's been on. You could also sew it on too if you wanted to. I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm not going to be sewing it, but you could sew it on too if you wanted to.
You could probably use like an upholstery glue too.
Yeah, you could use upholstery glue. You could use E6000, but the benefits of the hot glue is it dries fast. So
Yeah,
with
that's
those
fair.
ones, I had to tape it in place, you know, and wait for it to dry. With the hot glue, it only takes a few seconds, so, and it bonds really strong. So that's why a lot of people use the hot glue for crafting. But you could use any sort of strong adhesive.
Right, right.
Check this out down there. Let's see. Hot glue releases in heat. That I don't, I would need to test that. Yeah, I'd have to try that out. I mean, I wouldn't leave anything in high heat anyways, but you know, if you left your purse in the car and it's a hot day, don't think it would.
No, it should be okay, I would think.
Yeah, it should. You never want to leave anything in extreme temperatures anyways, like with the transfers and everything. So I would say for like normal wear and tear, it should be okay. But anything, of course, anything extreme, you know, it's definitely, you just want to be kind of gentle, but I think it should be okay. So far mine is. I've been using this one. This is my personal one, and it stayed on really well. It hasn't peeled or anything, so, and the transfer is going on really well too. So I've been using this one like normal. So far so good. So it's like, it doesn't, like, I would tear off the fringe before I tore the actual trim off. It's not budging at all. Like it sticks on there. I've tried to remove like trim that I made a mistake on and it peeled the leather off, so. Should be okay, I think, for like normal usage.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the retailers had done a
She used hot glue to attach embellishments on hats and they're released in the heat. Yeah, I would, like for my molds, I use E6000. So for anything that doesn't need a quick time to set, I'll definitely use E6000. I use that for all my molds, and I'll just tape them in place. I don't use hot glue for molds or anything that's heavy. I think it just kind of depends on what you use. Yes, Annie Sloan wax works really well too. So you can use Annie Sloan wax. I would say any wax that you buff on is preferable. I wouldn't use a spray wax just because it might just wipe off, you know? So I like the buffing type of wax because it goes on thicker and protects more.
Except the Dixie Belle is reversed on that.
So that's just my opinion. I mean, you could of course, use it and see how it goes. I just prefer the thicker water-based waxes if I'm using wax. I waxed over this and it doesn't wipe it off, so. Feel free to ask any questions while we're doing this. And if you join later, feel free to ask again. We don't mind answering multiple times. It's what we're here for, so.
Yep.
Let's see. And then I think with this one, yeah, I added patina on this one and it's staying on well. With the art extravagance patinas, they dry permanent, so you don't technically have to seal, but I sealed anyways. I used a spray poly on this one just to give it a little bit of protection, but the transfer like really does not scratch off. Like it doesn't, and this is an older one too, the steampunk, so it's, and I used a bit of the butterfly frame and it's like on there, but you have to burnish well, so that's like one of those things, especially with the highly textured stuff. You want to make sure it gets, that's why I use a burnishing block to get into all of the textured areas so that it doesn't end up peeling later. The backpack is pretty textured. I don't know if you can see it. It's got this cross hatching sort of texture to it. And I wish I had my daughter's because that one I used the stick and style with the wax, and that the Redesign Decor Wax dries permanent too, so it doesn't come off unless you like really try to scrape it off, I guess. I don't know, even then it doesn't really come off. And that one I did it with like the leopard print, and it's on there really well. So you can use waxes, the stick and style stencils, you can use a lot of things, stencils in general. You can use a lot of type of paints, acrylic paint. I think Roz, you said not to use too much of a chalky paint.
Yeah.
Because it's doesn't bond as well.
You're just gonna run the risk of having more cracking.
Yeah, yeah. You can use synthetic leather, definitely. You don't have to use real leather. You can use the faux leather if you want. I don't find the faux leather to be, well, real leather is, I guess, a little bit more durable, but you could definitely use faux leather if you want. So no DIY paints, Roz.
Oh, I don't know.
I have not used the DIY paint,
Yeah,
so I can't say for sure.
Test
Like,
it and find out. I mean, test it on a small area or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could work. You never really know until you do it. So
I want to add something other than the birds on this one, and I don't know what.
burnishing block. New bags are used. These are brand new bags. All of these are brand new handbags that Redesign has for a limited time. So once they're gone, but they are available through any Redesign with Prima retailer who ordered them. They're brand new, never been used, real leather,
Thank you,
and
Betsy.
they're super cheap. So for real leather. So it's like
Yeah.
totally perfect for gifts, or if you're selling in a booth, these would sell like crazy. They're just like really awesome to get creative on. Burnishing blocks they're like these nail buffers. So like you use them for nails, but I like using them because they're really fine. So it doesn't damage the transfer. And when I'm burnishing, it does a good job of getting everything. So you can get it at a beauty supply store online. Yeah, you can get them anywhere that sells like beauty supplies. I don't think grocery store would carry them, but and they're really cheap. So they come in these little blocks like this, and I just like break it apart. So it's little small disposable. Yes, you can use Wise Owl. I do prime first though. So I use their primer first, and then I use the Wise Owl paint. What should I add?
Man, my wrist is killing me.
Gold.
All right, well, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, so that's that. I have like every transfer open on my desk here. Nothing looks right.
Let's add a bumblebee.
No, I have birds. I don't want the birds and the bees.
Oh, I'm adding a bumblebee.
Oh.
I'm gonna add it next to my flower. This is why I keep scraps, because you can just use them to mix it up.
I guess I can try adding.
Bumblebee want to go maybe up here. A little bumblebee up here.
Maybe I'll try some. Some folk art too. I have a newer one. Let's see if it's any easier to use. Let's see. Ow! I don't know what I did to my wrist, but it hurts. Put that. Okay.
I don't have a booth, but Roz has a really beautiful booth.
Yeah, I have a booth now. Let's see. This is that. Stick that right there. Yeah. Maybe. Let's try, see if it looks dumb. I'm gonna do it anyway, even if it looks dumb.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't really seen you do anything that looks dumb, so.
Oh. It's because I just don't show it.
Right.
Or I just paint over it right away. Oh yeah, cracking like crazy. God. Oh well, at least it's supposed to look that way. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. No. No likey. Nope. No likey. Nope. No. All right, let's see how much I can get off by sanding it now.
I only sell online, so I'm an online seller. I have an Etsy shop. I don't really sell on location anywhere. It's just too hard having 2 kids and trying to stock up a booth, so just...
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so I can't really sand it off what I did here. So I'm just gonna paint over it. I've sanded off enough that you can't feel it. So I don't think it's gonna show up. Sucks, it cracked. I don't like that. Kind of a cute idea. It's only a cute idea until it's not. All right, what time are we at? I'm sure we've run way over.
I think. Oh. It doesn't tell me the time. How long have we been going? An hour?
You sure?
Probably more. It just says an hour right now, but.
So I had the transfer right here and I sanded it and then I just painted right over it. So you can't tell that there was anything there. Because it looked goofy. I did not like it. Let me see if I can see. Oh yeah, 1 hour. Really? So we were an hour late? Dang. Whoops.
Of course, it took a while to get everything working on the computer.
Right. Oh, well. My booth is in Marietta, Georgia. Actually, technically Ackworth, Georgia, but Georgia. Georgia, Georgia. It's called The Market. It's a beautiful store. Lovely people. All right, so this is the one that I had been working on. I'd only done the front, but I did the front today. I put the glaze on today, and then I finished the back. So that's the back. And I added the glaze as well. So that one's done. And I put I put my arm in the paint. That's awesome. I didn't line it up as well as I wanted to. I actually wanted to not have the bird's head in the zipper, but since the bird's head is in the zipper, it is in the zipper. But so you can see, it still works. So now it looks like a decapitated bird a bit. That's okay. It's the back. I meant to have it lower, but you know, it is what it is. It's one of those days. But yeah, I'm on a bird kick apparently. So the way I see it is these purses are awesome because they're crossbodies, which means that you can put your binoculars in your purse.
Oh,
right? You see?
you could. Yeah.
So you can go bird watching with your bird purse because your binoculars will fit inside your bird purse. Yeah.
Oh,
so if you are a bird watcher, please message me because I have a lot of bird purses available. I cracked myself up. All right, I'm going to look at one more transfer. If it does not look good, then I am going to start looking at stenciling.
done with both of mine for now.
Yeah, I just don't know. Maybe I'll just add text, black text. Which means I need, which one? I suppose I can just take it off of here. What was I going to put on the back of this one? I forget. I hear you, princess. I was going to put the blue bird on the back. Try it. I guess it is. Bird. The blue bird would have fit lovely. Oh, God, I don't know what I did to my wrist, but it hurts. use this text on the front. Let's put the birdie on here.
Now you have me wondering if I should add a bird on this. Maybe I should just add like a little cute bird. I'll off the wax a little bit.
So when I'm laying this one down, because it has the grids, so I don't know if you can see right here is the seam that goes up the middle of the purse there, right? So I'm just lining up my grid line with that seam and with the bottom of the purse here. And then this grid line here with the side seam. So then that way I know it's going to be 100% straight when I go to apply. If my eyeball is anyway. All right, and then I think after, what else do you have, Crystin?
Nothing. I just yeah, I was just doing the 2 bags. I finished the backpack pretty much. So this is the pink bag. And then the sunflower one, which I might now add a bird onto. Not sure.
So when I'm applying the transfer, especially because it's not onto a hard surface, I'm making sure that I'm holding between where I'm going to be putting my tool, whether it's the stick that comes with it or the other tool. Either way, I'm holding the clear plastic stiff so that it's not going to move the transfer around when I'm applying. Because I don't want to accidentally, you know, how sometimes you hit the plastic and it flings it across, you know. I want to make sure I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have, especially, you know, a bird or whatever, cut in half or destroyed or anything as I'm applying it. Especially with the older ones, which are the older transfers, which are much more prone to breaking than these new ones. All right, let's see. I can pull this off now. And then I have the pocket here. So again, I want to do the same thing with my little razor knife, and I'm just going to very carefully slice where that pocket is, because I want it to be nice and nice and straight and even. And not pull the transfer off, which I just did because I moved it. So I will have to go back in and touch that up, because otherwise that will drive me nuts. See right there, underneath the eye, I pulled it too fast, or I cut it too fast, and it pulled the transfer. And then just go back and rub in, get down your seam. You can use your fingernail to get in the seams and the edges there. And there. Pretty. So I got a bluebird on the back and two birdies on the front. And these really, I mean, they really can be worn either way. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so now I'm going to add some of this text here, I think. And wrap it around. Okay. And hopefully I can then get on. It's a little tricky going around the side. That's for sure. I'm trying not to stick my hand in the view or my arm in the view, but did the plastic clear coat or clear paper get crinklier with the new manufacturer? Because it sure is loud. I think it must have. See, my arm's totally in the way. Try not to let it be in the way, but All right, I think I am pretty much done with this one for right now. Okay, again, rub it in. Better. Definitely like the text. So I'll have to add more over here, here, and up here too. Maybe down the side or something. But that's it for now. That's all I want to do. Y'all done?
I love it.
Yeah, I like the mustard color. It's different. I don't think I've ever painted a piece mustard, so I don't think I've
But it
ever
would look cool with the birds.
painted a piece yellow. Not since my custom days anyway. I don't remember. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we're doing. Yeah, you could use Primo Waxes for sure.
Yep.
I did use them on one of them, and they work really well. Especially if you want to add a little bit of metallic.
Yeah, I might add something to this this mustard purse with those. But yeah, they definitely see, I did it in the inside here just to test, and they dry permanent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming off at all, so they absolutely work for sure.
Okay, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll get back to you on it. And I'm sure Roz will share her bag when she's done. So
Yeah.
we'll show you the finished bags once we're done with them. I think we covered everything, but if we didn't, then just let us know.
Yep.
If you have any questions about products to use, how to use them. But as you can see, you can use these, you can do this with old bags, vintage bags, new bags, whatever kind of bags you want. So it's just an easy way to make something fun and unique using Redesign products. And yeah, possibilities are pretty endless.
Yep. You sure are. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks so much.